Hello everyone, welcome back to the 2024 OS World Cup. Back in the lower bracket, a highly anticipated and storied match on deck for you as 16th seeded Romania gets set to take on 11th seeded Poland. I'm Doland, and this time I'm joined by the one and only Chili Repair.
Good afternoon. I can't believe this late in the tournament we have our first cast together. This is unbelievable. Unbelievable.
I know, man. Well, you make the schedules, right?
Listen, I'm not saying it's not my fault. I'm just
Yeah, I mean, but I'm saying it kind of probably is.
What a fitting pair. This is the first match we cast together this tournament. This is also the last match of the losers round 2 for the weekend. Poland-Romania is the final deciding match for potentials that will be taking place tomorrow. This will be the winner of this match facing off against Turkey tomorrow.
Yep, indeed. And after the performance that Turkey put up today against Taiwan, just clean sweeping them, man, that match is already looking pretty hype. But we still got to get through this as the roles, picks, and bans are coming out. It is going to be first and last ban for Poland, and their first ban is going to be Free Mod 4.
This is going to be an interesting pick and ban phase here. I think, we talk about Romania a lot of the time being that team that was a very mechanics-oriented roster, but the fact that they had players like Badu in previous years almost made them that gimmick target ban country against a lot of other teams because of that ability to have that late-stage, player in there. But going up against Poland with these overlaps and a lot of the Polish players being able to fare pretty well on those gimmick skill sets, I'm wondering if that's going to be an area that they try and avoid in this match. It looks like Poland going to be banning out Blood Drain to start here. Let's pull up our round of 16 comparison here on the board. Couple of mutual maps between these two teams here. Only 2, not crazy compared to some of the other matchups. Nomad 4 and Hidden 2, the 2 mutually shared picks between the two teams there. Both ending in a Polish victory by about 500,000 score, and there's that gimmick ban coming out of Romania to start us off, that Nomad 5 gone. And that's understandable if you're on Romania's side here, you read.
And Hidden 2.
Yep, there it is. There they are.
Sure. I think they read the same thing you're reading.
We've got it. They're in. Now, what does Poland ban for their final ban is the question.
That is the question indeed, and I mean, there's against this Romania team, this Romanian squad that historically, like you said, has always been good on the mechanics.
Well, it depends on if Poland wants to go for a Romania target ban here or find something that they might not be particularly good at in the pool. There's always that 50-50 on the strategy. And it's very telling. Based on Blood Drain, I'm assuming they're going more into the strengths of Romania as bans than maps that Poland is not particularly good at. Blood Drain has given a lot of teams some trouble this weekend thus far, despite the simplistic nature of the map. It's that anti-mod slot. It really makes everyone pretty uncomfortable across the board, and we want to make sure that that is all settled up there. We are going to get everything switched around for you all really quick to make sure everyone's all in the correct spots. And when we're back, we're going to get a quick view of that second Poland ban.
But also this matchup, a rivalry, very much so, between these two countries. I believe they have played once before since that 2018 match where they were knocked out, Poland was, by Romania in the group stages. It's kind of been a big deal in a rivalry between these guys, but not many original players from that 2018 match on the rosters. There's still a handful of them, so we'll have to see if that affects any of them. But knowing these Polish players, they're treating this match just like any other.
Yeah, there was some uncertainty with Poland this year, from what we, kind of heard through the grapevine and a lot of the prediction streams this year, given the fact that they did lose the remaining half or more of their kind of experienced OWC roster. They did absolutely retain a couple of really good, well-off faces. They gained a couple players for the new talent in future years, and Poland is kind of on that squad where, you know, they've always been really good. They've always had that uncertainty surrounding them, but they'll always kind of end up impressing you during the actual stages of the tournament here. Now, losing a player like Malashevsky for them was a pretty rough hit this time around. Likewise with Romania, losing someone like Badu for that specialist slot is a bit of a hit there, but both teams have done well to maintain since then. And it looks like that final ban coming out was the hidden one from Poland, so Romania going to have the advantage on that hidden potentially, at least mentally, if nothing. And it's going to be Poland going into that DT stamina to start us off, understandably, with this roster.
Indeed, the stage is set, and now we'll see the opening rosters. Double time 3 to start us off. We just saw this in the Ukraine-Brazil match. And again, it's not quite the same map that everyone might be familiar with. If you're the OG Osu player, you may recognize this song and the name. Not the same map set.
Yeah, we had no Poland double time last weekend in the round of 16, actually, and understandable as that is, they were playing against Canada, a country that you really don't want to be picking DT into unless you are kind of up there in terms of your overall roster. You know, and that's an entire different caliber, right? You're going up against a team who is, you know, poised to potentially take a, you know, top 6 to top 3 slot if they have a really good run this year, and going up against 11th seed Poland, who again have held up very well this year. They've got the roster to boot around here. Rafis, Tardis, Tomaszczyk, and Shedis versus Lucrece, Eternum, Nanoya, and Roly. There's that last player we were looking for. So strong on both sides here. Really looking for who's going to be more confident going into the tapping. Romania is the type of team that generally puts up some pretty massive team scores. We've seen Eternum and Nanoya have an amazing time on the DTs in previous weeks. Looking for that backing from Lucrece and Roly this time around.
And here we go. Match is underway. Poland and Romania, the grudge match. Tardis, Tomaszczyk, Rafis, Shedis for Poland. Roly, Lucrece, Nanoya, and Eternum for Romania.
Here we go. First heavy at the start, a little bit more stamina focused at the ending because of how draining this is. Very continuous gameplay, no big pauses in here. You really got to be on top of this, and the accuracy is always very telling on which team is a little bit more confident here. And right now, it seems like Romania has just a slight upper hand there.
Yeah, it's Tardis and Shedis struggling a little bit on the ACK, but now Romania also struggling a little bit. Lucrece dropping some accuracy.
2.5-minute map, almost a quarter of the way through now. We're looking for that first big break. Whose stamina is going to run out first? There is a potential for a miss on aim here, and it's Rafis to start us off.
At 1/3 of the way through, he's going to do some damage, but actually the accuracy from Poland is keeping them in the lead.
That big accuracy switch from the start. Double 96, 97, and 98. That play on Tomaszczyk right now. Huge. That break from Lucrece is really going to throw that over. Now, Rafis, despite finding the one break on Poland thus far, has one of the highest accuracies in the entire lobby, aside from Tomaszczyk, who has been an absolute demon for Poland this year.
100k, but this is actually still comebackable if a miss comes out from Poland. They might need a double miss here from 2 of these 3 FCs, but Romania have combo. They are very much in this. But the question is, will Poland provide another miss?
That accuracy is telling. Roly gets caught off on the big slider jump section. It does kind of come out of nowhere, and that might be it for Romania. They're Poland. They looked a little uncertain at the beginning of this DT, but their first pick looking to be in a very confident place by the ending. So far, only a singular misaim from Rafis at the start. Lucrece and Rolly, the two breaks, and once again, it's Nanaya and Eternum for Romania. Those two are just such a power pair for them this year, but you need a little bit more versus Poland, and what a team score to start off their quarterfinals.
I mean, these team scores are just impressive on both sides, really. I mean, Poland clocking in and they're going to end up with 4.1 here, which is insane. But Romania just clocked in a 3.5.
I'm going to ignore the fact that TARDIS just missed the last note of the entire map. Oh my gosh. All right, well, it's 2 FCs per side, I guess. What a start.
What happened to Shedis?
Shedis, wait. He
Look at the combo.
Wait a sec. Maybe just drop slider in. Maybe just a drop slider.
Maybe just a slider in.
Yeah. I think we're good there. I think that's an FC. We have the double on both sides, but man, what a freaking team score. Poland, 645,000 score. That's a pretty big margin of error on a DT map. I mean, that is half the combo of an entire map, or half the possible score. And we're going immediately back into another DT right now. Wing my way to follow.
Romania said run it back.
Let's do it again. Let's try this one more time.
Immediately. No breaks.
I would not be hard-pressed to see all DTs here.
And we are going to see a substitution for Romania. We see Kahest coming in.
Yeah, so interesting switches on Ming My Way here. Not as high BPM by any means, but that speed requirement still there. Throwing in that consistency. We saw a couple of breaks on some startling patterns from Romania on that map, but otherwise, both of these two teams quite even across the board there. But if you're going with the consistency test map right now, that's a whole different area from a 2.5 minute DT prior. I mean, this is 5 minutes and 50 seconds before DT.
It's a very lengthy DT map. We see Mustache coming in here for Poland along with Kosiarek.
Like these switches. Mustache, known consistency. Definitely big on those longer, streamier maps for solo play. Finds a lot of their high-level plays from those Hard Rock stream maps alongside some DT. Probably one of their most consistent players across the board here. Tomasz Szyk, however, again, my eyes always drawn to that top right slot. They have just been the name to look out for on Poland this year. And gosh, I can't even imagine what Poland would be like as a roster if they did have someone like Malashevsky available as well. They would be such a scary team. I mean, the difference between a 4-way FC for Poland on that last DT map was quite literally a random misaim from Rafis at the start of the map, if we're counting what was basically an FC from TARDIS. And Rafis back in for that 4th slot. Once again, we're looking at one switch from Romania, and Kahest coming in. Nanaya, Lucrece, and Eternum. And then, like you said, those 2 switches for Poland here, Kosiarek and Mustache, going to be taking those 2 left-hand slots.
Here we go. And I think the other scary thing to note about this Polish team is that they're the 11th seed without Malashevsky. Without one of the best tournament players in the game. At the moment, they are still the 11th seeds. That really says a lot about the strength of this Polish roster and the depth that they have in their country.
Significant rebuilding. Yeah, Malashevsky was the #1 player in qualifiers last year, very heavily contributing to that roster's 2nd place finish out of qualifiers. That's a tough spot to beat. I'm going to be honest. That's really not a performance that is easily put on by a lot of teams here. So for them to duplicate that would be very interesting. We do have 2 earlier breaks from Eternum and Rafis on the map to start off here. Nothing too crazy, though. This map is a little bit more difficult than it leads on. Some of these wiggles really difficult. And there goes Mustache as well. Romania looking a little bit stronger off the start.
But the Polish accuracy is still there. Nanaya and Lucrece look really comfortable for Romania. But it's these accuracies that are keeping Romania from running away with it. They're going to have to combo game this and for a majority of the way. And Tomasz Szyk goes down, and that is going to change things.
Poland, not the strongest team on these alt-styled picks here. This might be a pretty big in for Romania. There's at least 2 more maps like this in the pool that they could probably pick from later on. And I love the overall team performance. The accuracy is kind of negligible at this point. The only player above 98% is Mustache, who doesn't even have a full combo. And unfortunately, with breaks continuing to come out on Poland, even to trade out from Romania here, they are going to remain in the back. For now, that break from Eternum, however, going to make things a little bit more interesting. I think we're even on combo now.
There was also a break from Kahest earlier as well, so that is actually going to give Poland a chance to start pulling this back just on accuracy, and their combo's there. Rafis going down is going to change that, though, right at the halfway mark. It's only Kosiarek and Nanoya and Lucrece with the FCs. Mustache with a really nice supporting combo for Poland is going to need some help. Tomaszik has been struggling in this second third of the map.
So consistent, so calm, collected on the side of Romania right now. They've got the supporting combos to boot right now. Tomaszik and Rafis both being matched by that combo on Kahest. So they have an unchecked full combo right now, but it's not going to last unless they can maintain both of them right now. 170,000 score, pushing 180, but Kosiarek finds a break, and that's the last opportunity for Poland. I think they needed that FC to hold.
Yeah, or the double break from Nanoya and Lucrece is going to have to happen right now. But with 300k Chillier, I don't think it's going to be possible for Mustache and Tomaszik. Nanoya will drop alongside Kahest, but Lucrece refuses to give it up. Eternum trades along with Kosiarek. But this one looks to be signed, sealed, and delivered for the Romanians.
Oh wait, Lucrece mistapped! Wait, Lucrece might have just given them the opportunity in! Tomaszik has a 600 combo and Mustache is 1400. There might be enough map left here.
They are going to need to hold out, Poland are. They're going to need to hold out, but there is a chance. Kahest and Eternum with another miss. Eternum's chain missing.
Tomaszik and Mustache.
Combo.
They have it. They have it. If they hold, it's 180k. It's going back so fast. Mustache could do it. Rafis finds a break. It's going to slow it down. But Tomaszik and Mustache, the final section. It's
a 300k back. Poland dragging the score bar at the dire last straights. Will they do it? Romania trying to survive.
The final stream. It goes.
They do it. 25k in favor of Poland, the most incredible single comeback on a point I've ever seen in the booth in my life. I called it over, signed, sealed, and delivered, and Poland said, "Shut up, Doland."
Unbelievable. The mistap from Romania, the one singular mistake that they needed to come through, and Mustache with an 1800 combo, the highest in the entire lobby by just a small margin, and the highest score will drag it back alongside Tomaszik.
Tomaszik was struggling in the second third and found form right when that last miss came out and had combo. Everything fell into place for Poland perfectly at the end, and everything they needed to happen from Romania happened at the exact perfect time. 20,000 points!
Singular hit is all it took. It was that singular pattern. One mistap was the difference of that map, and Poland, now with a break point under their belt, will maintain, will go back into the closest possible map that they can pick to this skill set left in here, and it's top 40 core. They're going for the bursts, they're going for that aim, and right into it now. Can they consolidate? Can they go up 3-1 and put Romania in a position they never thought that they would start off in?
That was absolute cinema. That was just unbelievable. And if you're Romania, you're just shell-shocked. If you were one of the 4 Romanian players on the bench watching stream, I don't know where their mental's got to be at after that Chillier pair. I just don't know what you do.
You've got to take a step back after a miss like that. It's still early in the match. It's only the first pick, and we are bumped up to best of 11 this week, which means that we do have extra breathing room for these teams. Romania needs to make sure that they don't let that missed point throw them off in this match. It's something we talk about time and time again. You cannot deviate from your picking strategy. You cannot deviate from your solid rosters because of a missed point early on in the match, especially when it's your first pick of the match. Sure, it hurts. Sure, it hurts even a little bit more when it's as close as it was, but Poland is not a team to be messed with, and they have proved that at the start here, and Romania knew that, and they should have known that coming into this match. And they've got to take this in stride and just run it through one more map here. They'll get a pick back on their side, and then we can really get this match going. But Poland has a great opportunity that they cannot squander right now.
On to Free Mod 2. The next pick from Poland. Nobody's going to be overmodding here. It's going to be Shedis against Lucrece on Hidden, Rolly against Tardis on Hard Rock, Tomashik and Rafis versus Nanoya and Eternum on the Nomads.
My eyes are drawn to those mod players, especially the Hard Rock. This map does have a pretty decent aim requirement. It's speed core on here, so you're kind of getting that mix between that high BPM on that normal breakcore music style, and that does make things very difficult as we see struggles across the lobby thus far. That's 4 breaks pretty early on in this map, and we've got a total of almost 3 minutes to get through.
And it's looking really good for Poland here off the start. 3 FCs down for Romania. A very early miss from Rafis, but Tardis, the Hard Rock for Poland, is going to drop. That's going to be the most impactful miss, and that's going to stop them from completely running away with this score lead.
They're going to be gaining score ever so slowly here. These no-mod combos on both teams are going to be a massive proponent of either team's victory, potentially. Eternum and Tomashik right now, those are the 2 players to really be looking out for. That's what you want to see on these types of free mods. It's not necessarily the mod players, although they are a massive help.
Oh, that Mr. Tardis is big. That's huge. Romania has combo. Rafis goes down.
Oh boy, here we go.
Score capped halfway through. Here comes Romania.
This breakcore proving to be difficult for Poland. Unconventional style of mechanics maps on here, even if it's burst and stream heavy. And Romania has done well to maintain into halfway, but they are not there yet. Job is not done.
Ooh, Rolly going down on the Hard Rock is going to put a damper on things, but this one's still not over yet. Poland taking back that score advantage now. But it's parked right at 10K.
I want to say these combos are dead even between these 2 teams.
Only accuracy might be swinging this, honestly, and now Romania with the slightest of advantages.
I mean, yeah, you have Eternum and Lucrece effectively matching the 2 FCs, and with Rolly continuing to break, that means that Nanoya is now matched up with those 2 supporting scores on Poland. Rolly struggling so much in the ending of this map right here is giving Poland just enough, and if they're able to hold the combos through this next breakcore section into the slowdown, there's only 1 section left after this refrain right now,
and he mis-swings it, though.
It'll be close. It'll be close. There's 1 more hard section into the ending.
But if Poland can hold through without tanking accuracy here, this point is theirs, but Romania nipping at their heels, looking for a break point right back that they desperately need. Will they get a miss out of Poland? Rolly going down once again might seal it. 40K.
1 big miss could throw it here if it's an FC. Tardis, it's going to be close, but I think it's 2 in. There it is.
Too little too late. That consistency from Poland is going to prevail once again, in Romania come up just, again, close but no cigar.
The scoreline, like many other matches this weekend, really not very telling of how close that this match has been thus far. I mean, that is 2 points in a row where we are almost under 50K on both of them, 52K and 28,000. It was really just that first pick to come through. And we are back to the status quo here, Dolan. Once again, it makes its valiant appearance. The Big Black is back.
Here we go. It finally gets picked. And I think this is actually a good pick for Romania because you've just lost two of the three really close maps. Morale might be down, and you need to shake the match up a bit. What better map than Big Black, where the map itself is its own skill set?
So true, actually. This map is its own skill set.
It's just, can you play the Big Black?
Yeah, this is Free Mod 3, aptly known as the Big Black. That's what it is. That's what this map is. That's what the skill set is, and that's what your entire universe is now. Welcome to the Big Black. This is what's the term that's been thrown around all weekend for this? Mind block.
Yes, you are mind blocked on it. It's the only tournament map where everyone's already inherently mind blocked.
This is, and we may see some variation in the mods that a lot of these players end up taking on this because of that fact. Just based on how much Hard Rock and Hidden switch this map up in terms of how it feels and how it plays and all of those different factors, we could absolutely see some more variation than we have in the past, and we already are seeing significant roster switches. Romania maintaining a little bit more of that core roster, and Poland making some significant switches over the past couple of maps here. Again, speaks to that depth that we talked about for that roster. All over, we have Alimentaire and an Agent 5D making their appearances. Kosiarek and Mazdaj maintaining. And it's Alex Bilia coming in for Romania here. And here we are, get to see the mods.
Yeah. And I'm really going to be looking at Alex Bilia here because that's their first map of the match. Maybe he had been practicing the Big Black specifically. That's a legitimate possibility. And we see Gahes checking back in for Romania to round out the roster here.
Nothing crazy on the mod picks here. Agent 5D on the Hidden alongside Alex, Kosiarek, and Nanoya on the Hard Rocks. And Mustache, Alimentaire versus Lucrece Kahest. I'm looking at those no mod combos on this map, Dolan. Those are the players to look out for.
Right, yeah, it's the combos on the no mods and the accuracies on the mod players, if any of them pop off in particular, that are going to be a factor here. But we see breaks coming in across the board, more so on the side of Romania, and it's Mastaj who's having the best start of anybody in the lobby, the only one really to hold some combo as Nanoya finally finds footing.
These squares, we've seen some mod players absolutely make waves on this map this weekend thus far. I think we've actually already seen a hidden full combo on this map out of Team Chile this weekend.
It was an early one miss, actually. It was
that's right. It was a very early break.
Yeah, but it was a very good score nonetheless. That was hands down the best score we've seen of the weekend.
Very, very close to an FC.
I feel like if you FC this map in OWC, you're just a legend forever.
Well, we are still having that distinction up for grabs if we're counting that one early miss as a non-FC here, and Mustache to fall on the slider stream. What a fitting way to go on the Big Black, and there goes Alimentaire as well, actually. Romania now with a huge lead.
Oh, and that miss right before as well, I believe, from Kosiarek is huge. Romania have two big combos here, I believe, from Alex Balea and one of their nomads, I believe. No, it's not Nanoya. Bleh, I can't say his name, but he goes down. The Hard Rock goes down. It's only Kahest and Alex.
Oh, and those combos were there. Nanoya, Alex Belia, and Kahest all had the combos, but Lucrece and Nanoya finding breaks gives Poland a significant lead, and Mastaj not breaking on the slider stream. Bancho continuing to show some love to the Big Black here as we come into the final patterns of the map. It's Poland with 130k, Kosiarek and Alex Belia finding the breaks. I think that's it for Poland's victory on this map. It just matters what we see into the ending. The final sliders, the final stream. It's the pinch stream coming up after the slider jumps. Do we see it? Mustache gets it!
Mustache! So close to the FC! 959!
4 100s, the best play of the weekend, and the first full combo we see on the Big Black this weekend.
Very, very close. Yeah, I don't know if it's quite... I think there was that slider miss. But it was, man, that's the best score we've seen, hands down, on this map all weekend, regardless. That is a phenomenal run from Mustache, and absolutely the difference maker when you look at these score lines, Chillier. I mean, Agent 5D also putting in some solid work on a recovery combo with 99.26 accuracy on hidden. Pretty solid.
Unbelievable stuff. That is technically, if we are counting the early break from Suntan, that is the first FC of the weekend.
Oh wait, the miss was Bancho. He did
It
FC
was a
that.
Bancho miss on the slider. 4 100s with that
goodness.
combo is a full combo, and that is the first of the weekend there officially. We will give Suntan the basically FC distinction. And only 2 of those 100s were slider ends, by the way. That's quite impressive on Score V2 to have only 2 of your 4 100s being slider ends. That is a performance to be feared out of all teams this weekend. And now we come into Poland's pick, and if they continue on the train they've been having thus far, it could be their final pick of the match if Romania is not able to make an appearance on the board. It's Hidden 3. We saw both teams ban out a Hidden. It's going to be Poland to be the first to pick and the last to pick as the Hidden pool is used up.
Yeah, Romania banning out the Hidden Reading. Poland banning out the generic Hidden Aim. That leaves just this one left here. Hidden 3. Captain and Toy Box Extra.
Well, we've seen both of these teams have great performances in the weekend leading up to this match. We've had some great moments out of Romania, some exceptional stuff out of Poland as well. Both teams, again, falling down to the losers bracket here, where one will be eliminated today. And Poland, the team that was able to maintain that winner's bracket status for an extra weekend over Romania, the higher seeded team by only 5 slots, but man, does it seem to be making a difference in their depth today. Romania just not able to get a foothold on this match just yet. They've had so many close points, but Poland just outperforming as a team right now. And it comes down to symmetric, I think, Dolan. This might be the last opportunity for Romania to really get into this match.
Yeah, I mean, it's just so hard to count on a complete reverse sweep coming back from a 5-0 gap to win 6-5. I mean, Romania really have to kind of make their stand here. They're going to need a break point at some point, and you really need at least some margin for error when making a comeback.
Yep. 2 break points, 2 of their own points for Poland on the board. And a blank slate for Romania, but a clean slate is sometimes where you need to go. We're on the hidden pool now. We're on a completely different area. We're on a little bit more of a techie-favored slot here. And Agent 5D to over-aim and chain miss that entire first stream of the map. Not a super strong start there, but a tournament Alex Bailey had to trade out the miss early, and we are now 2-2 FCs on both sides very early.
Yeah, but the problem for Agent 5D was just the amount of accuracy that he dropped. He missed all of that stream, and Alimentaire is also going to trade, so now things are going to park pretty well dead center here. It should be pretty even, but Poland now actually on accuracy will be taking this, as it's only Tomaszek and Nanoya holding down the FCs respectively for their teams. And there goes the big supporting combo for Romania and Alex Balea.
Oh boy, and there goes Nanoya. Oh boy, the supporting combo's not there, and the FC no longer there for Romania, and Poland may have found the best possible map for them to drag this one in. 335,000 score already halfway through the map. Even just doubling that, that is over 600k on a hidden pick in here, which is more than half of a player's worth of score. Elementaire are going to find a break, but as long as Agent 5D and Tomaszek hold right now, there is nothing Romania can do, not a combo to speak of.
I mean, Agent 5D is going to go down, but at this point, even if Tomaszek goes down, I mean, it's a 450,000 score gap that Romania is going to have to pull back with a quarter of the map left. And Tomaszek will go down, but they're going to need so much more than that. I mean, unless they can pull off a miracle like Poland did earlier, that would be crazy, but they're going to need to hold it. They would need chain misses from Poland, and neither of those two things are happening.
They need every player on Poland to break, and they need every single one of these combos to hold on their side. It's coming down to the wire, and with Lucrece finding a break, I think that might do it if it wasn't done already. 380,000 score in this amount of map left I don't think was possible, and Poland one step closer to that victory.
And one step closer to the top 16. 557,000, the final margin on that one. Romania now have been backed into a corner. 5-0 down. They will need 6 consecutive points in a row or they are out of the OS World Cup. And Hard Rock 2 is gonna be the pick.
Precision. The name of the game. The first Hard Rock to have been picked thus far. The first Precision map to be picked in this pool overall. Poland banning out Blood Drain, the closest thing we could have gotten to anything remotely Precision out of the maps that have been picked thus far. And it's about time we figure out whether or not that was a Poland team difference ban here, or if they were bluffing and Romania is dragging themselves into a trap right now. Based on how this match has gone thus far, I'm not sure I'd be able to make that prediction. There's nothing you can do right now if you are Romania except buckle down, give this pick your all, and hope that this is not the end of your run in the OS World Cup 2024. This is not a bad position to end in quarterfinals. Quite a good spot, all things considered, but that is one placement off of their projected seed. Unfortunately, one of these teams was going to miss it with their early round performances. And right now it seems to be Romania dragging this all the way back to tiebreaker. With the differences we've seen thus far is a battle and a half.
Yeah, the only way they're going to do it is one map at a time, but still, it's going to be a steep uphill climb if it's going to happen. And they're still figuring out who that last player is going to be. It will be Kahest, rounding out the roster for Romania alongside Rolly, Lucrece, and Nanoya. Poland looking at Mastaj, Kosiarek, Tardis checking back in. That duo of Mastaj and Kosiarek down the stretch these last 2-3 maps, they have really been on a roll, and it's going to be Shedis checking it.
This is the final 8. The rosters to look out for here. We've seen Hard Rock on both sides through some of these free mods. And I haven't really seen particular strength from either side on that particular combo. So, that kind of, again, leaves that clean slate, that open season map here. And there's a lot of potential for breaks on this map. We've seen plenty of teams and players have trouble on this sort of thing thus far.
Well, here we go. It's either now or never for Romania. No more room for error on the tiniest of circles. Boy, you really... There is no such thing as free combo on this map.
Not at all. This map gives you very little time to get settled into it as well. I mean, you've got a couple of seconds here at the intro, but once this map picks up, it doesn't really let back down until the very ending. Even if that, we've got some wide-angle jumps all the way through, almost CS8 coming in here. And another major break coming out from Romania on Rolly right now. Not what they want to see. 60,000 score in favor of Poland. 3 full combos remaining. Kosiarek with a great recovery from the start. 98% accuracy. Now just dropping a couple hundreds. And there goes Kahest. And it's all falling apart for Romania.
And Mastaj is going to trade one back. Rolly already had dropped an FC, but Nanoya going down is not what they needed to see as well. And now it's Shedis and Tardis with Kosiarek in tow against Lucrece, who has no help. 300k, making 400k. Nanoya goes down, only traded back by Shedis. And this one looks all but over, Chillier.
Lucrece has maybe 350,000 potential score left on them alone. And that is assuming that every combo on Poland continuously broke. It's now 500,000 in favor of them, and there is quite literally nothing Lucrece can do to bring this back, even with the misses from Poland. Kościarek will be holding this one down. Lucrece to find the break. It's a full reset on everyone except for Kościarek into the ending. Finally finding the miss. We will see no FCs here, but the double 700k, more than enough against the singular 800k from Romania. And that is all she wrote. The 11th-seeded Poland in a stunning 6-0 victory will eliminate Romania, prevent them from meeting their seed requirement of a top 16, and will be the final team to take a top 16 slot. We've got 2 upsets in that round now, Dolan. Ukraine and Turkey officially outplacing their seeds with the top 16 here, alongside the rest of the best.
Yep, we still have the 19th and 22nd seed sticking around in top 16, and Poland, what a way to exact revenge. 6-0. Not the projected scoreline I think anybody had, even if they had Poland winning that. But a job well done and a statement win moving forward, and that is exactly the kind of win they needed after Turkey went out and put up a statement win versus Taiwan. So that match is shaping up to be a great one. Mastaj, Rafis, and the crew set to take on Raiko Ho and Turkey. We've got a few other matches. We've got one more today, actually, Chillier. One of those top 16 matches is going to be happening very shortly. I believe it is Chile and Sweden.
That it is. The first match of the losers bracket, round 3. The match to decide the opponent of Hong Kong next weekend. And like you said, the final match from our Saturday lineup here at 20 UTC. That'll be in an hour and 20 minutes. Once that is through, we will have our remaining 3 losers bracket matches as well as 2 winners bracket matches. That's right, yet to take place. 2 very highly anticipated matchups, Russia versus Germany and the United States versus Canada. A matchup that we saw last year end in the demise of the United States from the winner's bracket position. That will all be taking place tomorrow, but not before that 20 UTC match today. So we'll go 20 UTC into 14 UTC Sunday. But that's all for us for at least the next hour. Thank you for having me on here, Dolan, joining on the stream. Thank you, everyone, for watching. And we will catch you all in just over an hour for our final match of the Saturday lineup.
Bye, banners!